It's tempting as a leader or a leader of an organization or a team to get trapped in a very linear mindset, a more traditional way of thinking, where if I'm told to do something, I'm going to make a decision about what I need to do. I'm going to go into an execution phase of getting that job done, and then eventually we'll have the impact that we want to have on the market or whatever the case may be. In the special operations community where I grew up, one of the first things that a young leader learns is to start with the end state in mind, both as an objective and then doing planning through a time lens that starts here. So let's take a very simple example. I've been tasked to put my 10-person team in this position on a beachhead, let's say, in 24 hours. So I know what that looks like. I want this team to be at this position at this time. Then you can start reverse planning to where you are now. And I say, okay, well, to get to that point on the beach, I'm going to swim in, and that's going to take plus or minus 1 hour. And here are the variables that could add or decrease time in this phase of the mission. So now I have let's say a 15-minute variable built in. Then I'm going to go to the prior phase. How am I getting to that launch point? Well, I'm going to be on a ship, and you run through that same drill. I'm going to be on the ship for this long. Here are the plus minus factors, and now I add, again, how much variation there could be. Maybe there's 3 hours here. And eventually, depending on how complex, how many phases there are to an operation, obviously the very simple example, I'm going to get to a very informed start point. Now I know I want to start at X, and my total variation is, let's say, 6 hours. And you may find that, well, we can't get there from here. There's too much variation in this mission to guarantee an acceptable arrival time where I'm supposed to be at the end of this mission. Or I can think of ways to mitigate all these variations in time and the factors that I might hit along the way. Very simple, basic mission planning. But the idea is you start at the end and you work your way backwards. All too often in organizations, leaders are tempted to say, well, let me make a decision, I'll go into an execution phase, and then I'll get the impact we want, or we'll stay ahead of this threat. In reality, scanning the horizon, really starting with your frontline folks that are closest out there into the environment, identifying those opportunities or risks, communicating with them with transparent and team-based culture allows you to identify what risks might be out there, what opportunities might be out there, and then planning in reverse so that your impact in the market aligns as close as possible with those things that your folks are identifying as risks or opportunities.